Boos, it's Meg. Long time no chat. I apologize for my absence. Life has been pretty hectic lately, and to be quite honest, a lot of the YouTube videos that I've already posted, I've changed a lot of my techniques. So I wanted to go through some new stuff with you, and I'm planning on doing a little bit of a series of how I create my cross-stitch patterns now. So if you don't know, I run by Meg C, which is an Etsy shop filled with cross-stitch patterns. I also make needle minders. There's some digital prints on here as well. What else do I have on here? Actually, I think that's it on this shop. But as you can see, I keep myself busy. I have several designs to offer. So, you know, if you like the spooky aesthetic and you're looking for some things to stitch up, please feel free to pop on over to my shop. I would love all the support that you could give. So on top of running by Meg C, which is my spookier side, I also have a lighter side of cross-stitch patterns on Etsy. I also run orange potato design. Yes, I know, it's basically a sweet potato, but I don't care. I like orange and potatoes and designs. So yeah, so I've also got a bunch of patterns over here. Again, these are more cutesy, these are more normal. Yeah, of course, because that's not enough, I also run by Meg C stickers. I got myself a printer last year and got myself all the supplies, and I have just been having a ball drawing and creating all these stickers. I make bookmarks. I also have some of my prints up here which are available for sale, like physical prints, not just digital, and have just also recently started getting into making rainbow window clings. And yeah, I can't pick just one thing to do. I love to create. So here is my mindset for what I want to show throughout the next couple videos. As you know, I am a diehard StitchFiddle fan. I love this website. I pay for the premium version. I recommend it to everyone who's getting started in cross stitching. I recommend it to I love it. Now, towards the end of this series, I'm going to explain some of the faults with StitchFiddle. The main one being, once you generate a pattern from StitchFiddle, and I have tried several different ways to download it, they unfortunately are not compatible with an app that's out there right now called Pattern Keeper. And what I'm finding is a lot of new, well, not even new stitchers, but I'm just finding cross stitchers in general right now prefer using this app called Pattern Keeper. And if that's the way that the cross stitch world is going, well, then I kind of got to keep up. So I will be explaining how I turn, because I have well over 200 designs. Yeah, I have 200 designs in my cross stitch shop right now. And the majority of them are all just from StitchFiddle. I haven't done anything to them. They are not Pattern Keeper compatible right now. So I will explain to you later on in this series how I change all that around so that they are Pattern Keeper compatible. Also, throughout this series, I plan on showing how to create some mock-ups. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. I just kind of play around. I'm lucky enough, I do have Photoshop, so I just kind of found some images, you know, erased some stuff and put it all together and, you know, got something like this. But there are some, you know, free programs out there. There's also some paid for programs out there where, you know, you can also put your stuff together, and we will touch base on that. Okay, so that's enough of me chattering on. StitchFiddle. So again, let's design a pattern together. We always start from the beginning. So we're going to click on cross stitch. I always use DMC, but as you can see, there were other options available, and we are just going to do an empty chart of our own design. Let's just do something small today. So we're just going to do 50 columns by 50 rows and click create chart. Now there's always a default palette that will pop up here for you. You can choose whether to, keep that. It's easy enough to switch out any colors you don't want. I generally don't touch this first one because it's nice. It automatically defaults to no stitch, meaning if we were going to use this red here and then say that was our pattern and we were going to download it. There we go. Awesome. So because this automatically defaults to no stitch, any other of these colors in the palette that we choose to use will automatically actually have a symbol, while no stitch won't. Anyway, so I usually just leave it. I hope that explanation makes sense. Okay, so some notes about StitchFiddle. So you're automatically zoomed in every time you log in as well. So to fix that, if you wanted to, kind of get a sense of how big your actual palette is, you want to go up here to the zoom tool, click on it, and there's a bar here that will let you zoom in and out. There's also keyboard shortcuts as well. I don't really use those, but again, for those who are more keyboardy, there you go. So close that, and then you can just, yes, 50 by 50, I see that now. This one right here is obviously just, scrolling around in your pattern. So you can scroll safely without, say you already had stitches on here and you click on here, you won't have to worry about messing up any of the design that you already made. So if you click on full stitches here, so that is your actual, designing button that you want to press when you want to start making something. And Command Z or Control Z, Z for all you Americans out there, will get rid of anything that it's your undo keyboard shortcut. Now this little puppy up here is half stitches. And again, I love how easy this is. You click wherever you want to, and there's your half stitch. Now, if I was going to click this funky little select button up here and press and highlight this area, I could just quickly clear it. So this puppy up here, so these are your quarter stitches. I very, very, very rarely ever use these, but that option is available to you if you do that. And we've got all our back stitching up here. So again, very user friendly. I find it easier to design in StitchFiddle than I do on MaxStitch. I feel like there's like a delay when you're trying to design in MaxStitch. I don't know how to explain it. It's just when you're in StitchFiddle, it's like, haha, yes, there's a line. Whereas in MaxStitch, you have to kind of like, you have to work for it. But anyway, I digress. So those are some of the basic tools up here at top. Now, obviously this color palette isn't going to be to everyone's liking. So if you already had a color scheme in mind, that's great. You can just click on one of the colors here and your floss menu will pop up and you can select each color that you already wanted to use. Now, disclaimer about StitchFiddle's floss palette here. Some of these colors are absolutely way off. So as a designer, you want to make sure that you have the actual floss colors in front of you somehow, whether that be going to your local craft store and taking pictures of the floss against some sort of a white backing so that you can take home as reference. Maybe you're one of a lucky person who can actually go and purchase each and every single floss color so that you have it in front of you for reference. DMC on their website, I believe they offer like a floss swatch booklet, so you can reference the actual colors that way. Or you can also go online. I'm not sure entirely how to pronounce the name. When you go to Free Tools and DMC Color Chart, an actual color chart of all DMC colors will be available for you. When you click on this will zoom in, so you can see a lot more. Yeah, see? So you can see all the colors a lot more clearly. And this is a high resolution scan of the actual flosses, so it's pretty darn accurate color-wise. So anyway, plan for me for today is we are just going to kind of just sketch in here and create a fun little cross stitch pattern. So I kind of have a palette in mind. I've kind of done something similar to this before, so we are just going to choose a bunch of fun reds. And again, all I'm doing is clicking on the colors over here. The floss window will pop up and we can choose whichever colors we want because we have the power. Now, say I just want these 4 colors. Actually, I kind of do just want, oh no, I just want one. Okay, so these last 2 colors, I don't want them. So we're going to click on them and scroll down and just click remove. Click on them, scroll down, remove. Now say I say, oh no, I wanted one more color, but there's nothing else I can click on. So you just click this fun little +1 and the color palette will magically appear and you can continue adding more colors. Actually, let's do blanc. Blanc. I'm Canadian. There's a bit of French there. I could say blanc. All right. So I'm just going to choose this medium red here, and I've got my reference photo in front of me. Oh, I am still on backstitching. Oops. So we want to click on the full stitches here, and I just want to draw out a rough shape here. Now, fun thing about premium is now that I have a shape that is completely closed, I can right click inside of it and click the fill with button, and yay, it's full color. I believe that is only a premium thing though, so I'm sorry if you're doing the free version, you're gonna have to go in and color in everything, each block individually. I'm sorry. Does anyone else talk to themselves when they stitch or draw or sketch or do anything? I talk to myself. Well, at least on here I could pretend I'm talking to you. Okay, so as you saw, I just made a mistake there. So all I did was I just clicked up to the no stitch here and click and it was gone. Haha. Now it's very important when you have the no stitch here to just make sure it's separated from any whites that you choose to use, because otherwise what happens is say I was going to use this white one to get rid of that little mistake. So when you go and change the colors and symbols, oh, of course it doesn't work right now. Okay, normally what would happen, spooky boos, is Blanc would have had a symbol. So let's say Blanc would have, okay, apply. Okay, so if I were to, as I was sketching in colors only, if I were to use Blanc to go and erase that stupid little square, when I would export it in the colors and symbols version, it would show this right here. And then your stitchers would be like, what? Why is there a random white spot right there? Anyway, so yeah, always try and keep the no stitch and any whites as separate as you can. Alright, so I'm going to click no stitch again and I'm going to erase that little mistake. And we are going to go back to view and show colors. Okay, so I'm sure you can guess what this is. It's my portrait of when I wake up in the morning and what my hair looks like. Alright, so now I'm going to choose the darker red here just to add in some more details. You know what? Okay, so I'm not too happy with how blendy these things are. I think I chose the wrong red. So I'm going to get rid of this medium red and change it into something else. So in order to do that, I'm going to go click on medium red and pull up all the floss colors again. I think I do. Do I have just red on there? Maybe I meant to choose red earlier. Yeah, that's what I meant to do. I meant to choose red earlier, not medium red. Oh my god. Okay, so now I'm sure you saw the change. So now all this stuff is just red instead of medium red. This is another thing I love about StitchFiddle. So while you're, plunking along, putting down your stitches, it tells you up at the top of the screen here in this area what the stitch color is. Love it. Just love it. It's the little things. Okay, so now we're going to go back into shading this thing and adding in just a little bit more detail. This is kind of how I've been sketching out my stuff lately, is just, I do a blob of color and then just try and add in details later. And then just, erase as I go with stuff that shouldn't be in there. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have any formal art training or anything, okay? My husband does. He has an art degree. But, here I am, the one who's actually doing something creative on the side, but whatever. I love him. He's awesome. He lets me do anything. I can get away with murder with him. He probably even helped me hide the dog body. But anyway. Okay. All right. So can you kind of tell what this is now? Is it coming together before your very eyes? I could probably get away with putting an even darker red in here too. Oh my. Let's use some dark garnet. Alright, so for that mistake that I made up there, in order to get rid of it, I hit the keyboard commands, Control Z or Command Z. Again, Z for all you Americans. My daughter's new joke is she walks down the hallway and she's all, my pronouns are USA. I know, my family's funny. Okay. So it's a veiny little heart. I like it. Okay, now we're going to go up to another lighter shade and we are going to start adding in some fun little, some more fun little details on here. And we're going to pick up another lighter shade and then go over those lighter areas again, just to keep brightening this up just more gradually. Again, I have no idea if this is the right way to do this type of stuff. Maybe all you artsy folk who actually have degrees and stuff and are masterpiece painters, and maybe you can give me some pointers. Maybe I just need to watch more Bob Ross. I mean, I'm okay with that. He makes me happy. Okay, now we're gonna go with the lightest shade and just pick out some areas here that are really going to pop. There we go. Okay. All right. So as you can see, we've got a fun little anatomical heart thing going on here. I'm pretty happy with this. Considering I didn't exactly know what I wanted to create for this video, I'm okay with this. Okay, so this is kind of cool just on its own. Now, what we might want to do is add in some extra highlighting details using some backstitching. Okay, so I have decided that we're just going to keep going with with the colors that I have for the backstitching, which means in order for the white to show up good, for the white to show up well, we're going to change the no stitch zone, which is like, the Ada cloth, right? We're going to change that into a darker color. So we're going to right click on no stitch box up there, and we are going to click on this gray. We can also choose whatever else color, but I'm just going to go with the gray, I think. Yeah, we'll go with gray. And click apply. And automatically all these no stitch white colors have now turned into gray. which is cool. Which is also, I think, oh no, that should be available on the free version. I'm not sure. Let me know if you play around with this and you're on the free version. All right, now because it's bugging the crap out of me of how far up this heart is, I'm going to center this more. So we're going to go ahead and click on this funky little box up here and highlight our anatomical heart. I'm sorry, I can't talk tonight. And you could click on move. This menu will automatically pop out. You don't have to do anything. We could click on move, or we could just simply click and drag on the chart and we can just move it ourselves. I'm not really sure why that menu pops up sometimes, but anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna center this as best I can and click apply, and haha, we have moved the heart. Okay, I like that there. Now we're going to do some backstitching. So I'm gonna do the highlights first and click on the backstitch. Now we have to be choosy about where we put our back stitches. I don't wanna have the whole thing covered. I am going to start. I want this to kind of look like sketchy. So we're going to pick some of our areas here. Now I am on the full stitch the snap to full stitch on backstitching. On these other choices here, instead of going from the corner of your stitch, these go from the middle. And if you click on your stitch, that will erase it. And the quarter stitch here gives you a little bit more freedom with the whole placement. We're just gonna stick to the full one here. I don't really like that one. Again, so all you have to do is just click on the stitch that you made and it will delete it for you. So one of the things you might want to keep in mind too, if you are going to be adding a couple different colors of backstitching, is you want to take notes. And StitchFiddle actually does have a note section. So I'm just going to add in a note to myself. So backstitching. Now the reason you want to make notes to yourself is, unfortunately, with backstitching, I haven't found a way to generate a pattern where StitchFiddle will actually show which colors are used for backstitching. So that's something that you want to keep in mind when you're doing something like this, so that you can incorporate it into your pattern afterwards. Okay, now let's carry on. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Yeah, we're going to leave it like that. All right, and then the other little thing that I usually tend to do with my patterns, I don't know why, I think they look neat. It's like adding these little stars, if that's what you want to call them. I do have quite a bit of confetti in a lot of my patterns, but you know what? People are still buying them, so it can't be too terrible. I think it just adds that little je ne sais quoi. Okay, so we have designed our pattern. So Spooky Boos, we are going to leave this here for this video. I think it's long enough. In the next video, we'll be discussing how to export this into a customizable pattern. And I'm currently editing that video right now, so don't worry about, oh, she's just saying that, she's not gonna actually do. No, I'm literally working on it right as we speak. So expect to see a lot more content from me in the future. Please hit that bell, like, comment, you know, subscribe. I can't wait to continue on this journey with y'all. Until next time, Spooky Boos, stay spooky. Come on now. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you the way that you are? But Meg just don't have time for that.